And can we please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's something like that. Okay, adequate notice of this meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by forwarding a schedule of regular meetings of the Warren County Library Commission to the Warren County Clerk, the Star Ledger, Daily Record, and by posting a copy thereof on the bulletin board in the office of the county and the Board of County Commissioners and the office of the Warren County Clerk. Formal action may be taken by the Warren County Library Commissioners at this meeting. Public participation is encouraged. In order to assure full public participation, those individuals with disabilities who wish to attend the meeting should submit any requests for special accommodations 1 week in advance. Okay, and with that, could I have a motion to approve the minutes from our September 23rd meeting?
Motion.
I'll second that.
Roll call?
Ms. Gerhart? Yes. Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Coop?
Yes.
Ms. Pascal?
Yes.
And Ms. Thomas?
Yes. Can I have a motion to pay the bills?
Make motion.
Second.
Roll call?
Okay. Ms. Gerhart?
Yes.
Ms. Campbell?
Yes.
Ms. Coop?
Yes.
Ms. Pasquarelli?
Yes.
And Ms. Thomas?
Yes. And were there any communications since the last meeting?
I included the one email in the packet received the 24th of this month from
Okay.
Sandy Roberts.
Okay, all right, thank you. And then public comments on agenda items only, anyone? No? Okay. And we have got an update or a status report for the Library Commission bylaws.
We have, the next draft completed. Liz and I worked on last month. And we are having a subcommittee meeting after this meeting, and hopefully finalize a draft to distribute to the, other commission members for comments. Okay. Any questions, anybody here? No.
Okay.
That's the budget, right? Okay, I could go over to that.
Okay. And then we're gonna move on to new business and we're gonna talk about the budget.
Yeah, under, new business, I just thought of this in the last day or so, that we have to, commission has to prepare a proposal that's sent to the county commission, for a fiscal year 2026 budget, that would go to the county commissioners for approval and inclusion in the, county operating budget. So Jill, I understand that did Alex get a hold of you?
I spoke with them yesterday afternoon.
So maybe you could like give everybody an overview of like how the process works going forward,
Well, I believe you guys are gonna appoint a subcommittee tonight.
maybe.
Oh.
If not, somebody from the commission would work with you.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fine.
And then-
However,
Yeah, where does it go from there?
once we have something prepared, I submit it to the county administrator and also Kim Francisco.
Who is the
I'm trying to remember. his-
He's the
CFO?
Yes, yeah. They'll go through it, ask me if there's something that they have a question about, if anything needs to be revised. And then in January, there'll be a public hearing of the
Okay,
budget.
you actually go to one of the commission meetings,
Yes,
commissioner meetings in
For-
November or December, you usually?
I go in January.
Okay, so you just submit it and get comments between, say now and January, but that you actually present it?
Correct,
In
in
January.
January.
Okay, because then when do they vote on their budget?
Can I interrupt? Because I think Jill I think Jill presents it at the budget meetings as opposed to the regular
Right.
county.
Correct.
commission
They
meetings.
have two meetings, but we're usually the first meeting.
Okay. And they ask questions or whatever, and because ultimately it's
Correct.
their, you commission present a proposal
Right.
and they make the decision.
Yes.
Okay, somebody will be in touch with you. To see you. Somebody will work with you on, when do you think you'll have a draft of that ready?
Hopefully by Saturday.
Oh, okay, so close.
Yes.
Somebody. All right, why don't you let Lisa know when you're ready to talk to whatever, in between now and then we'll figure out who is gonna talk to you about it.
All right.
Okay, and no resolutions. And the library director's report.
All right, this month we received, some upsetting news for library land. Baker and Taylor, which was the country's, largest, wholesaler for public libraries and academic, in the country, ceased operations at the beginning of this month. They let go over 500 of their employees, including people, that I've worked with for the entire time I've been here. One gentleman I've worked with closely, I've been there 38 years, another woman, 31 years, so I feel very badly for them. Company's been around since the 1800s. It's a long-standing tradition with public libraries in particular. And for over 30 years, they've been our primary vendor. Mainly print, although we also have done media with them as well. Through the years, we've gone from just not ordering, but they would set up automatically yours plans for us. They did mark records for us. They did processing for us. So it's a huge loss for us, but it's also a huge loss for library world as well. The vast majority of the items we had on order with them canceled. They have a handful of employees at their warehouses, for items that they still had in stock. They're sending them to us. It's drips and drabs. It's minimal, I'll put it that way. Matthew, when he started in August, we were seeing signs, there were issues. He started working, trying to set us up with two of the other vendors, that are relatively well-known for public libraries in the United States, Ingram and Brodart. We are on the waiting list, for Ingram. We're thinking about February of next year is when they'll be able to bring us on board for ordering. And Brodart, we're hopeful they're gonna be a little bit faster and maybe by the end of this year. So it's in the works, we're transitioning over. In the meantime, we've been ordering some newer items from Amazon.
Just gonna say, there's always Amazon.
Amazon's developing a library model, for better or worse, whatever you think. We've been lucky that some of our fellow main libraries were already using other book jobbers. So they have some of the newer materials in stock. We've been able to borrow those as well. Amazon's great that it gets here fast, but it's not processed at all. So our staff has been doing a really great job of getting the materials processed. We have not done that probably in 10 years. So it's a lot of work. I give them credit for it because there's a bunch of materials coming in. But hopefully it's going to be for a short period of time that they have to do the processing. Hopefully in the new year, we'll go back to a very similar system that we had with Baker and Taylor, where the items come and they're shelf ready. Basically, you check it in, it goes out on the shelf or to the person who has it on hold.
Versus what has to happen now, like when you say the staff has to process, what do they have to do?
Barcodes, property stamps, spine labels. We're doing some lamination of book covers. And for other things, I said, we're gonna tape them on and they're gonna go. We just don't have the staff to be able to process them fully. But I'd rather get them out to our patrons so they can use it.
Any, it's funny, you and I had this conversation about, I said, I'm reading fewer books than I used to. Is that what's behind, I mean, I tried to find an article today to share with everybody and I couldn't. There's decline in reading for pleasure among adults in the last 10 years or whatever. I presume that's what's behind this.
No,
That,
they had financial issues. They were counting on being acquired by ReaderLink, which is the country's largest book distributor. However, that deal fell through. They had been, Baker and Taylor had been in a lawsuit with OCLC, which is another big name in library land, over MARC records. Who owned the MARC records that were being contributed to OCLC's big database. So that was a hit for them as well. Over the past year, when I spoke to our rep who's on the books at Baker and Taylor, I think January 6th, he told me that they weren't able to pay all the book publishers. 1 month, maybe, they paid Penguin. Next month, they couldn't pay Penguin. They paid somebody else. So their inventory kept dropping. Their line of credit with the book publishers had decreased drastically over the past couple of years, I guess. And of course, as libraries started seeing some issues, they started leaving, trying to find other jobbers. So it was a big whammy for
are
them.
there any regulations that the library has to comply with as far as who we could purchase from?
We go through approved vendors, state approved vendors.
State approved.
Yes,
Under state contract.
for a number of things, yes. There are exceptions to that rule. We always check next door county admin if there's something that if there's like a new vendor that we want to work with.
So they're not just downsizing, they're completely shutting the doors.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think January 6th is their last day in business.
okay.
And at this point, there's almost nobody there. They kept a few customer service representatives on to contact their current customers. Again, the warehouses, there's a few people, but 95% of the employees, I think, are already gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a shame.
And then what do you see the trend being now with any other vendors? I mean, do you anticipate?
Well, that's part of why we want to make sure we have more than one book vendor set up with full processing. So if they start to go under, we have a backup. And I'm not thrilled to say it, but I have a meeting with Amazon on Thursday to see what future library services they are considering. I don't think too many public libraries out there want to go that route, but who knows what the future holds.
Hmm.
Seems that they, have a hold on everything.
Yeah.
This month is Booktober. This is when we kind of do some fun activities, not just for kids, but for the adults. And this year we kind of changed it a little bit. What we have, and you'll see it at the back of the report, we have different bookmarks with different themes, and they each have 8 different reading related activities on it. And some are geared more towards kids, but some are also geared towards adults. And once they've completed 5 of those activities, they can come in and enter to win different prizes. I think every branch has 3 different prizes available. This we're gonna actually run through November. Typically, we've only done October, Booktober, and October. We're gonna run it through November. Give people a little longer chance to participate. And we plan on switching up some of the bookmarks, so people can come in and They want to take every bookmark, they're more than welcome to. It'll probably take them a lot of time to complete those activities, but if they can do it, wonderful. We just started transitioning from our standalone library app to Maine's library app. So Matthew worked on this for us. We are lucky that our current app, the vendor, the company, is the same as the Maine app. So kind of transitioning over was very easy for us. Took no time at all, I think, like less than a day to get it done. It looks the exact same as our current app for people. For the most part, it's just gonna save us about $5,000 a year by moving to the main app versus just having our own app. So the plan is we're gonna kind of start to phase out our app over the next couple of months, really start encouraging people to download the main app. And at some point we'll cut off completely our app, so you would have to use the main app.
So this is an app you would use on a phone or not when we go to the library website
No,
from
no,
our computer. Will that change?
no, the
Or that's way
website,
it does.
nope, that'll be the same. This allows you to go in, you can search our catalog, place holds on items, you can kind of review your account, maybe see what's coming due soon, although we send out email reminders about that as well. But the website, when you go on there, that's gonna be the
That's
same.
the same.
And then I just wanted to mention a new digital resource we launched this fall. It's called Educate Station. It's a curriculum resource created by educators, and it has all sorts of ready-to-use worksheets and hands-on activities, lesson plans for kids from pre-K through 5th grade. So when you go in, if you want to, if there's a certain subject, you could just type in a keyword search, or it has a very simple menu. So you go in, this side says worksheets, and you can click on the grade level you want, and then narrow it down by subject areas. We've been promoting it so far to the local schools, families, and homeschooling co-ops. So it was very reasonably priced, easy to use. We're starting to see some more interest from homeschoolers, so we thought we'd give it a shot for a year, see what kind of usage we have for it. And there's also, you'll see behind the report as well, the little flyer for it, if you want to check it out, has the URL on it.
So obviously, I understand application to homeschooling, but otherwise it's, if you just want additional practice sheets or whatever
Absolutely.
for your child, that's the objective.
And we're having a few staff members go in even just to print out a few things that maybe we put in the children's room for activities, passive activities for when the kids come in. They're looking to use it too for story time planning.
Okay.
Any questions for me?
No, thank you. Any commissioner comments? Anybody have any comments? Tammy? No? Okay. Now we're on to public comments. Anyone from the public?
Judy McDonald, Liberty. I would like to present some informal research that, is this on? I can't hear you.
Oh, maybe raise it up.
Oh, there we go, that I've, found about several books in the Maine Library Alliance, which you probably know is a network of over 50 public libraries, Warren County Library being one of them, located in 6 counties here in New Jersey. I found that there is some disparity as to what section of the library that the books are placed. For example, one of the books I looked at is available in 26 of the 50 libraries. But here's what caught my attention. Of those 26 libraries, 25 placed that book in the adult section. we are the only library that has the book in the teen, young adult section, and that just doesn't make sense to me. For whatever reason, our library decided to make this book available to a younger audience, and I find that inappropriate. And I would like to know, why would our Warren County Library do that? So I hope you can provide a reasonable explanation for us tonight or at the next meeting. That would be appreciated. Thank you. And I have information. It's just research. That's all I'm offering. It's just the research. If I could leave it here, and I did it at home, so it's only one copy. If you can pass it around, maybe then over to this side. Thank you.
And what was it?
Does that have the title and author or? on that?
Yes,
Okay.
everything. And it's just research from the Maine Alliance.
You state your name, I didn't hear it.
Judy McDonald.
Want to send a comment, no, that's all.
Anyone else from the public?
My name is Dr. Marianne Boyd, and I'm from Knowlton Township. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. Our goal, speaking of the more conservative group, is to make you aware that we feel and believe there are books in the library that are written for a mature audience, not children or young teens under 18. Children or teens, young teens, are generally not emotionally, physically, and developmentally ready to grasp and fully understand all that they are seeing or reading. That can cause confusion and misunderstandings. Not a good beginning for responsible sex education. We believe books of this nature should be relegated to the adult section of the library, which is in fact the case in many other libraries. Lastly, many of these books focus on the physical aspects of sex. It feels good, it's fun, it's exciting. Here's the problem. Love has been taken out of the equation. How sad. How sad that we're teaching kids to just indulge in sexual pleasure for the sake of exploring the unknown, something new to experiment with. The affection and respect for another human being and having a meaningful relationship with someone you love may or may not be addressed or even mentioned in these books. The overriding message may well be, sex is purely for human physical pleasure. Love for another person isn't necessarily relevant, nor is it particularly important. How sad. Are these ideas we want to promote with books for our young readers? I think not. I pray not. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else from the public?
My name is Judith Frager. I wasn't at the last meeting because it was High Holy Days. And I'm wearing a mask because I have a raspy throat. I think it's because I turned the heat on. But anyway, I live in Hackettstown. Rather than making problems, I just have a question of how we can help. I don't want at all to ever take away a permanent librarian's work, ever, because you're professionals. But if you would like volunteers to help during this vendor snag, which can be time consuming and overwhelming, I'll help. Okay, so, I am a retired certified teacher with national board certification. I'm a reading specialist. And, maybe I could do some easy tasks that you need done while you do some more difficult tasks when you get an order in. I'll be more than happy to give you my phone number and my email, and I can come in and I can think. I'll do whatever it is you ask me to. So you can take care of whatever orders come in, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wrote it in pink. And I'll put my, my phone number down. I'm in Hackettstown as long as they stop making me go all through to get here today. Uh,
I came from there.
Yeah,
Today.
I can be here in a half hour.
Anyone else?
Kelly Nemeke, White Township. When will the public be able to see a draft of the bylaws for comment?
To be determined. Depends how far we get tonight.
Okay. Okay. Just to make sure I understood what was said before, was that for next meeting, they'll be presented to the commission? Is that? I
It
had a
will
hard-
be determined tonight, the process. We're gonna
Okay.
see how far we got. We need to ask questions, or whatever.
Okay,
I'm hoping by the next, that would be distributed in advance to the commission members, so that they can not seeing it cold at the meeting,
okay,
and that hopefully we can get wrapped up by next month.
okay. Will it be presented to the public before it's
To
voted
be
on?
determined. That's one of the things we're gonna talk about tonight.
Okay.
Tell us
I'm
what-
not a
Tell
lawyer.
us what you want.
I am not a lawyer, but I would like to see it before it's voted on so that the public can have a full month to comment on it. I think that's pretty standard procedure for amendments and things. Again, I'm not a lawyer, but and just as the bylaws are being written, I just would like to, put some urgency on complying with the Freedom to Read Act. It goes into effect soon. Just so that the library will not be vulnerable to lawsuits. Censorship lawsuits around the country have cost libraries hundreds of thousands of dollars, and we certainly don't need to.
Just so
Sure.
you understand, like. The word I'm looking for, policies, library policies are not part of this. It's just like how we run the commission, like what the officers are, how we elect them, what the agenda is gonna be.
Okay.
So. I mean, I keep saying, I don't think there's anything controversial. here.
Okay,
It's just those things have to be
not having
done,
seen
but
it,
yeah.
I don't know, so I just. Would like to share that. And I thank you for including correspondence from the public in the meeting tonight. In the future, though, like I think I was clear last time, but if I wasn't, I'd like to have at least a summary of what the correspondence was about. So this would then be put into the minutes, because the purpose would be that for someone who's not here, or if they're sending in a written email or correspondence, they can see that it was acknowledged. That's how it used to be, so. But I appreciate that it was part of the meeting tonight. I've spoken many times previously about how sex education books are relevant to my experience as a victim, to my life, and how, I didn't know what the word rape was until years after it happened to me. So, I just feel the need to say that again tonight, that, the authors and publishers for these resources are not just shelving, telling librarians and where to shelve them willy-nilly. There's a lot of research that goes into how they are written for different age groups. So I'm gonna leave it at that tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Teresa Esposito Jackson, Washington Township. Right. So I just want to start by saying I also appreciated the fact that communications were brought back to the meeting. I do also want to reiterate what Kelly said, that it's important that we get a summary. Again, these people may not be able to participate actively at the meeting, so it's important that their voices are heard, especially by the rest of the community. In regards to the bylaws, I was also going to ask similar questions to follow up with what Kelly said about making sure the public has a chance to see them, comment on them before it's voted on. That is past protocol. I believe that's also part of the Sunshine Act laws. So it's really important that we have an opportunity to see them and comment them. And I know you said you don't think that there's anything controversial in them, and that it's just about how the commission runs. There's nothing about library protocols or procedures in them. First, that is the most information we've gotten since you've started this process in March. So you can understand why we might be a little uneasy about it, because every time we've asked, we've just been told that they're being worked on without any description of what they are. So I appreciate getting a little bit of clarity from that. But even with that, it is still important how the library commission runs impacts the library and therefore impacts us. So even though saying it's not anything controversial, it still has an impact on us because it has an impact on the library. I mean, just talking about even what's considered in the agenda, it's taken us months for you guys to put the communications back in the agenda. And that is an important part of the public being involved in this library commission and in this library community. So I don't want to downplay these bylaws either, and I want you to understand why we're so concerned about them and how we want to be active participants in our library. And part of that is the bylaws and how this commission is run. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Hi.
Anna Babitsky, Hackettstown. It's been a while since I've been here, and last month it was very disappointing that Jewish American citizens of this county were excluded because the meeting was scheduled on our highest holidays. So that was disappointing. I want to add my voice to the issue of the bylaws. While it's probably the most upsetting is that how much changes we see here in just a few months. I'm coming to police officers that here now. That's just here for intimidation tactic. That's clearly, we have a lawyer present here. I'm sure he's defending, the county from whatever this commission might do that's going to create legal actions. So I think that's great, but that's taxpayers' money. So all of that is a little bit upset. Actually, not a little bit, quite a bit upsetting to me. I was coming in and I was just wondering what is happening out here, and just protecting against the commission from the public. And the way the commission was seated, that, the trust was definitely lost from my point of view. So the bylaws, I actually think it's the most important thing for us to see right now, because bylaws are going to define the future of the library. And whatever you ladies decide to write there should be really what taxpayers interested to see. I also want to take a very quick moment and add my voice to the issue of the sex education. It's absolutely imperative that kids have proper guidance and proper information, because when actions are taken against our kids, at least they should understand what's right, what's wrong, what's normal, what's not normal, how their bodies develop. So my voice is definitely with those who spoke, how important these sex education books are for proper raising our children. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public? Seeing anyone? No call for executive session tonight. Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting at 6:05.
Motion.
Motion carries. Thank you for coming.